Our topic is the United States and cybersecurity. The members of Echo Group are Austin, Tram, Amanda, and Shane. What is cybersecurity? In this presentation, we define cybersecurity in terms of protection for the United States. The question we pose and would like to discuss is what is done in the United States for cybersecurity. Being advanced in technology and a major developed economy, the United States has become dependent on the Internet and Internet-related technologies, which in turn leave the U.S. vulnerable to attacks in the cyber world. What does the United States federal government do in regard to cybersecurity? The United States government has reserved the .gov domain for government entities in the United States. In addition, the .gov domain was established in 1985. The United States the only country to have established top-level domain. Does the United States government have plans in place for cybersecurity? Yes. The United States government has a national cyber strategy. It's a document that details how the U.S. government will ensure the security of cyberspace. There are 4 key strategies. Number 1, defend the homeland by protecting networks, systems, functions, and data. Number 2, promote American prosperity by nurturing a secure, thriving digital economy and fostering strong domestic innovation. Number 3, preserve peace and security by strengthening the ability of the United States, in concert with allies and partners, to deter and, if necessary, punish those who use cyber tools for malicious purposes. And fourth and final, expand American influence abroad to extend the key tenets of an open, reliable, and secure Internet. Does the United States government have an entity dedicated to cybersecurity? Yes, it's called the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, CISA. It was established in 2018. This agency works with the federal government to defend against threats that are cyber-related. This agency provides cybersecurity tools, incident response services, and assessment capabilities to safeguard the .gov networks that support the essential operations of partner departments and agencies. This agency has a website. It's dedicated to advising the public on alerts, tips, activities, all in relation to cybersecurity defense. The public can also report incidents, phishing, malware, vulnerabilities directly to the CISA through their website, uscert.gov. Department of Defense. What does the United States military do in terms of cybersecurity? First, some background information. The .mil address is reserved for this area on the Internet. The United States military falls under the Department of Defense, otherwise known as DoD. The DoD provides the military forces needed to deter war and ensure our nation's security, with the various armed forces in supporting roles. The department within the DoD that handles the cybersecurity umbrella within the DoD is the U.S. Cybercom, or Cybercom. U.S. Cybercom has the mission to detect, synchronize, and coordinate cyberspace planning and operations to defend and advance national interest in collaboration with domestic and international partners. This command falls under the Unified Combatant Command structure and would be on the same level, for example, as Central Command overseeing the military in the Middle East and the European Command encompassing Europe and Russia, and works with the military, which is comprised of the Navy, Marine Corps, Air Force, Army, and Coast Guard. Current information for U.S. Cybercom is the following. Focus of the command is defending the DoD, providing support to combatant commanders for execution of their missions around the world, and strengthening our nation's ability to withstand and respond to cyber attack. The vision of U.S. Cybercom is covered in the Achieve and Maintain Cyberspace Superiority, which in turn takes its cue from the National Defense Strategy document from 2018. A couple of important notes from the superiority document states, U.S. Cybercom operates daily in cyberspace against capable adversaries, some of whom are now near-peer competitors in this domain, and adversaries continuously operate against us below the threshold of armed conflict. What does the U.S. industry do in regards to cybersecurity? The National Institute of Standards and Technology was founded in 1901 and is now a non-regulatory agency of the U.S. Department of Commerce. NIST implements practical cybersecurity and privacy through outreach and effective application of standards and best practices necessary for the U.S. to adopt cybersecurity capabilities. NIST developed the framework at the direction of the White House with the active participation of industry, academia, and multiple levels of government. It's designed to be a common language that spans the entirety of cybersecurity risk management and that can be easily understood by people with all levels of cybersecurity expertise. The NIST cybersecurity framework consists of 5 concurrent and continuous functions: identity, protect, detect, respond, recover. When considered together, these functions provide a high-level, strategic view of the life cycle of an organization's management of cybersecurity risk. The NIST framework then identifies underlying key categories and subcategories for each function. It further indexes each subcategory with example informative references, such as existing standards, guidelines, and practices. Although we designed the framework specifically for companies that are part of the U.S. critical infrastructure, many other organizations in the private and public sector are using and gaining value from the approach. What does higher education do to handle their cybersecurity? Higher education has to adhere to a variety of different regulations and policies when it comes to managing information security. To explore this topic, we will be looking into Arizona State University and how they practice information security. The Information Security Office, ISO, is responsible for managing the information security program at ASU. Their purpose is to establish the frameworks used to protect ASU's computing, internet, and communication resources from accidental and unauthorized access or damage, while preserving the open sharing requirements of the academic culture. To accomplish this, ASU has identified 4 major focus areas to their information security program: governance, implementation, awareness, and risk management. ASU's governance is to provide guidance and recommendations for a unified framework of information security policies, processes, and effective practices. As an academic institution, they have to adhere to regulations and policies from various institutions, such as HIPAA, FERPA, HITECH, federal and state government, PCI DSS, and GLBA. ASU implements these policies to preserve the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of their information. This is done through information security programs, projects, and dissemination. As these policies get implemented, ASU begins to increase awareness by educating the community through training courses and publications. They also maintain a great resource website, getprotected.asu.edu, to help spread the awareness and training. The last focus area is risk management. The goal of this step is to access information security risks and provide timely responses to security incidents. This is completed through security monitoring and auditing completed by ASU and their third-party contracts to ensure the information is protected. To achieve their information security goals and policies, ASU has developed an information security strategic plan. ASU's information security plan for 2018 and 2022 has been broken down into 4 main objectives. Objective 1. Embed information security into the culture of ASU. Almost every system at the university is connected to the network and can be used in some sort of attack. In an effort to stop these attacks, it is essential for individuals using these assets to be aware of possible security risks and how to protect the university's assets. One way to ensure everyone is doing their part for security is by making it part of the culture. Objective 2. Maintain a strong risk management program. ASU is constantly assessing their risks and having partnered with external security firms to help identify key areas that might be vulnerable to attack based off emerging threats. Objective 3. Ensure alignment of the information security program of the university's mission. ASU embraces a security from the start initiative. Ensuring security is always at the front of any design or business process. The plan is to improve incident responses and reduce the number of service disruptions. Objective 4. Increase visibility into the university's security posture. This is achieved through the comprehensive monitoring and management to support the defense in-depth strategy. This objective helps improve ASU's defense against malicious attacks and cybersecurity attacks. Thank you for your time. Please review the references on the next slide.